Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
The San Diego Council on Literacy brings you Literacy for All with your host, Jose Cruz.
Welcome back. I'm Jose Cruz from the San Diego Council on Literacy. You're listening to Literacy for All. We're on WS Radio. Our guest is Georgeanne Irvine. She's the Director of Corporate Publishing for San Diego Zoo Global Press, San Diego Zoo Global. Georgeanne, we talked during the break, and we want to hear more, and I think our audience wants to hear more about what's happening with books, the books that are being produced through the San Diego Zoo for adults and for children.
Yes.
So tell us more.
Yes. San Diego Zoo Global Press was created because, think of this, the zoo is more than 100 years old, and we have 100 years plus of stories. And we've got websites and magazines and all, so we decided that we wanted to reach out to people with a different medium, books. Mm-hmm. We call the stories our sacred bundles. And here's what a sacred bundle is. The Native Americans would have, back many years ago, would have, for example, a bag with artifacts in it. And they might have a eagle feather representing a story about an eagle, or they might have a rock. So these were artifacts that represented their history. Mm-hmm. So we look at our books as sacred bundles.
Love it.
And right now we have 5 books out, 2 for adults, 3 for kids. We're just getting started. We're not Nat Geo yet, but just give us time because we have many, many books in the works. But I'll briefly tell you about our adult books and then tell you what's near and dear to my heart, the children's books.
Sure.
We have a book about leadership called Upside Down Leadership, a zoo veterinarian's journey to becoming a servant leader. And it's by our retired director of corporate health, who said that he was very well technically trained, but when he was sent to the zoo to solve some human resources issues, he realized he didn't know anything about leadership. And he actually quit at one point and threw his panda name tag in the bushes and said, I don't know how to solve these human resources issues. But the zoo director said, no, you've got to come back. Let's get you into leadership training. So this book is about his journey to becoming a leader. It's a fascinating book filled with all kinds of behind-the-scenes anecdotes that have to do with his veterinary career. The other book, The Call, by Beth Branning, is a book about strategic planning. And San Diego Zoo recently changed our mission and vision to lead the fight against extinction. Mm-hmm. And we were a zoo organization, zoological organization, that did conservation work. Well, The Call is about our transformation to becoming a conservation organization that just happens to operate 2 zoos. It's fascinating. Anybody who's interested in strategic planning and to moving their organization ahead should read this book.
Very good.
So the books that are near and dear to my heart, the books that I have recently written, are the Hope and Inspiration series books. And they are true stories about real animals, and they're illustrated with photos. And our feeling behind these books is that if you can get a child to identify with a real animal, for example, one of the books is called Karen's Heart, the true story of Karen, brave baby orangutan. If you can get kids to identify with an individual animal, they build empathy for the species and they build empathy for wildlife in general. So these books are inspirational books to teach children how special animals are and also learn some lessons along the way and be inspired by these animals who overcame challenges in their life.
I love it. Not that long ago, we had on this show Daphne Russell. She wrote a book called Read or Die. Mm-hmm. She's a retired educator, 29 years now, that she was teaching. She had taught for 29 years. And what she does is get her teenage students to read, which is not an easy thing to do. What happens, and you're describing this right now, is she finds a way to help them connect with the literature. That's one part of it. It's that connectivity, and in the course of that happening, they change. They become more empathetic. They become more mature, conscientious about things. And you're describing that to me right now through these books.
Yes, absolutely. There are 3 books. Karen's Heart is about a baby orangutan who wasn't growing as quickly as she should be. We examined her. It turned out she had a hole in her heart. Mm-hmm. So one of the nation's top heart-lung surgery teams from UCSD did open heart surgery on her and fixed the hole in her heart. And the chief surgeon said that if her parents were human, I would tell them that everything went just fine, but it didn't go just fine because she developed an issue with her lungs and was put on a ventilator. So it's a very dramatic story about Karen's recovery. The book about Fabulous Floyd, the true story of a flamingo who never gave up. Floyd is one of our animal ambassador flamingos, which means he's imprinted on humans, and in special programs at the zoo, guests are allowed to meet him and feed him along with his flock. He was born with what looked like 2 left feet. His feet were kind of pointing in the same direction, so he needed surgery on each leg. Flamingos have very, very delicate legs, and normally a flamingo will not survive that type of a surgery. But Floyd loved to be held by his trainers, so part of the recovery was trainers holding Floyd 24/7. And I asked them, when did you ever think that enough was enough, that this was too much to put Floyd through? And they said, no. They said, he gave us an indication by his behavior that he didn't want to give up, that he made, progress in his healing. And if he didn't want to give up, we didn't want to give up on him. And today, Floyd is healed. He's a member of our animal ambassador flock. But again, it's a lesson about not giving up. And then the 3rd book, Ruxa and Reina, A Cheetah and Dog's True Story of Friendship and Miracles, is about a cheetah, Ruxa, at our safari park, and Reina, a Rhodesian Ridgeback, who grew up together as companions and best friends. And each of them faced a major issue in their life. Ruxa was born with bowed legs. And, cheetahs are runners. Mm-hmm. And the veterinarians at first thought he would outgrow the bowed legs. But when he didn't, they felt he needed surgery. So they thought, well, he'll be able to walk after the surgery, but we don't think he'll be able to run. And Reina, his dog friend, stayed by his side during the surgery. She sat at the surgery room door. While he was healing, nobody told Ruxa that he couldn't run. So he started running anyway. And today he does, our Chile's cheetah run can run up to 70 miles an hour. Then about 2 years ago, Reina, the dog, got terminal cancer, cancer of the blood vessels, and we stopped all treatment. She was given weeks to live. We actually brought in a puppy to introduce to Ruxa so that he would have a puppy for when he lost his best friend, Reina. Yeah. But something happened, and we don't know what it was, but Reina didn't die, and I can tell you the story has a very happy ending. And today, Reina is cancer-free. It's an amazing book that I think gives hope to people, adults, children, anywhere, and especially children in hospitals.
And we wouldn't know about these stories if you weren't writing these books and telling them, because they're quite inspirational. And as you said, children can connect to them and gain from them. And so we want more people to know about these books, and I'm glad that you've written them, and I'm glad that the zoo thinks that these stories are important. So how do people get copies of these books?
People can purchase the books at the zoo and safari park, and we've also created plush characters to go with the books. And it's interesting, like Floyd in the book has bandages on his legs, so the little Floyd plush has a bandage on his legs, and kids love it. They go, oh, there's a flamingo with a boo-boo on his leg. They can also currently purchase the books at shopzoo.com. That's shopzoo.com. Eventually, they will be distributed in other major bookstores and online, but that will be in the coming months. But if people want to get these books right away, shopzoo.com or visit the gift shops at the San Diego Zoo and Safari Park.
Well, we're all for inspirational stories and for connecting with children. So much of what we see out there is that we tell children what to read, and they have their interests, and certainly they have their love for animals and such. So you're bringing true stories to them with the photos and such. And, of course, there's that zoo experience. I hear people say, it's the world famous San Diego Zoo. I mean, who's saying that? You know what? we know it's world famous. It's the best zoo in the world. And here are all these other things that are coming out. We were being educated by the zoo anyway, but the books are another layer of education that is going to make a difference. Any last words? Because we have about a minute and a half.
Yes, I would like to say that in the Hope and Inspiration children's books, we have more coming out next year. But what's especially good for children is you've got the running story, but then we also have call-outs in the book. And on the end papers, we have the footprints or handprints of the animal characters, again, with facts about it. So for kids who are just learning to read, I think this will really help them gain the courage by reading the call-outs and the sidebars. And we also have animal facts in the back of the book and a call to action, which makes them extra special.
And do you have comprehension questions? Do I recollect that correctly, that there's kind of some follow-up? Is that
we don't, but we give them websites.
Okay.
So where they can go to learn more information, like endextinction.com is our website about our wildlife conservancy that talks about what kids can do to help save wildlife. And I think it's really important to inspire the children, get them interested in wildlife, and they're our future conservationists.
And I want to emphasize to folks, you're I want to say arm of the San Diego Zoo is a nonprofit arm. Is that correct?
Yes. Well, San Diego Zoo Global is a nonprofit organization.
The zoo's nonprofit,
yes,
right?
Our entire organization is nonprofit. So everything from the books goes back to the zoo to help us lead the fight against extinction, which is really exciting and very rewarding for me.
Well, I love the leadership that you have shown from the San Diego Zoo, the books for the adults, which I'm reading one right now, and of course the children's books. And so appreciate you being on the show and sharing this information with us, Georgeanne.
Thank you for having me. It's been fun.
Let's do this again sometime. I'm Jose Cruz. You're listening to Literacy for All. We're on WS Radio, the worldwide leader in Internet talk.
Nowadays, Internet devices are an integral part of your home. Everyone in your family has a smartphone, tablet, or a computer. Life is easier knowing that all your devices are secured and your family can surf the Internet carefree. ESET Multi-Device Security Pack does just that. One license for all your devices. With ESET, it's simple to stay protected and save money. Enjoy safer technology with ESET Multi-Device Security Pack at ESET.com. That's ESET.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Tired of presentations with no impact, no inspiration, and no traction? Do dull speakers have you and your team disengaged and distracted by smartphones? Christopher McAuliffe brings energy, insights, and 2 decades of experience, delivered with punch, humor, and heart. Your team will leave energized, uplifted, and with a sense of purpose. Visit ChristopherMcAuliffe.com to bring some heat to your next speaking engagement. McAuliffe. ChristopherMcAuliffe.com. Nowadays, Internet devices are an integral part of your home. Everyone in your family has a smartphone, tablet, or a computer. Life is easier knowing that all your devices are secured and your family can surf the Internet carefree. ESET Multi-Device Security Pack does just that. One license for all your devices. With ESET, it's simple to stay protected and save money. Enjoy safer technology with ESET Multi-Device Security Pack at ESET.com. That's ESET.com. Tired of presentations with no impact, no inspiration, and no traction? Do dull speakers have you and your team disengaged and distracted by smartphones? Christopher McAuliffe brings energy, insights, and 2 decades of experience, delivered with punch, humor, and heart. Your team will leave energized, uplifted, and with a sense of purpose. Visit ChristopherMcAuliffe.com to bring some heat to your next speaking engagement. MCAULIFFE. ChristopherMcAuliffe.com.